you think NUTLORD will offer him one?
Yeah, maybe he bought him a drink. Maybe.
No, definitely
Could
not.
have laced it with something. Could just been like, just put a bit of...
Drowsy
Yeah,
reactions.
just, you feel a bit sleepy, Jezo. Don't.
I don't UTQ, I'll take it from you.
Yeah, just like... but no, certainly we're going to have these two. I imagine this might be either our last or second last set on stream. Second last, so we may end up getting, we're probably going to get Zanassi and Primplup stepping back up.
Ooh, that'd be nice to watch. I thought Benetton took game 1, but it was production putting the score in wrong.
Oh no.
Went back over to Caramel.
Oh, that's upsetting.
Yeah.
But no, we are getting locked into things here. Of course, NUTLORD, the tried and true Samus main, Jezo with the Rob. Another top 8 qualifier here. NUTLORD making a bit of a run in losers to get to this point. Jezo recently just dropped down from the winner side of things after losing to Octave. And we're going to start it out on small battlefields. And already I'm seeing scrapping.
Oh, for sure. But there's not going to be any camping, despite the projectiles these characters can camp with. I don't think either of them really want to do any of that.
Yeah, we are going to see just at the moment it is, you know, again, very much not so many projectiles here. An unfortunate fallout of the up B, and Jezo is going to take advantage of that as much as he can, just rolling away from that pressure that NUTLORD is exerting. And so many projectiles from Jezo just getting caught by that get-up attack. And once again, very even percent here between these two players.
Yeah, 76 to now 92%. Now these players have really had the opportunity to pull ahead. But this is stock 1 of the first game, Joycey, and this is really where the two of them are going to feel each other out, see what they're capable of, see what adaptations they have to make. Jezo hitting the up air, nowhere close to killing this 100%. And Samus with Rage, especially Max Rage, is when things get really dangerous. Because now you're at the ledge, you need to fight your way back to center, and Samus is not going to let that happen too easily.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Jezo is really mixing up already this difference between like this raw aggression that he's been going for and willing to just shoot those projectiles. It's really good that he's changing up that pace because it's going to keep NUTLORD guessing. And a back air at 200% is finally going to take the stock. But certainly, you know, NUTLORD, Samus has got that kill power to be able to bring it all the way back. And oh my goodness, just a couple of hits there. Thankfully for Jezo, managing to get the tech and yet another kill. Not quite connecting here.
Yeah, this is a very interesting way to watch a Samus, Samus ledge trap. I feel like that was like 3 nairs in a row by NUTLORD. Instead of just preferring to use bomb at ledge, like you usually see from like Sisu or Quick or anything like that. Just placing bomb, and then jumping off with nair himself. Very unconventional, I feel.
Yeah, and I think that's something that I was a little bit worried that Jezo might have to adapt to, right? Those sort of unconventional options that maybe from your standard Samus player you don't quite see. An unfortunate turnaround there from NUTLORD that just rinses and repeats this offstage situation, but a really excellent mix-up there from NUTLORD. And the thing is, Jezo was getting back to stage quick enough where NUTLORD hasn't really got too much time to set up a ledge trap. And that's really, really scary for NUTLORD because that is somewhere where Samus really, really gets bang for their buck, where they're able to set up that ledge trap and keep you at ledge for 40, 50, 60% at a time.
Yeah, this is where things get dangerous for both these players, because just as Jezo's capable of hitting you with like a down throw, up tilt up air, or down throw up smash, like what we might see right here, and it kills, NUTLORD is also just as capable of hitting a bomb into a charge shot. And the thing I'm also seeing is a little bit different from other Samuses, is NUTLORD doesn't as often kind of have charge shot on deck. I feel like when you watch other Samuses, they always got a charge shot.
Oh my, wow. Just caught NUTLORD lingering at the ledge a little bit too long, and that is a very, very early kill, all things considered. Just managing to get that down air dead, 60% after the hit, and Jezo with a pretty decisive game 1.
Yeah, very decisive.
Look at his face. Look at his goofy little face. Even he was like, ooh.
I was expecting to be able to talk a little longer about what I was trying to say, and then I looked back and all of a sudden, bam, kill screen.
Game's over. Game's over. Your point's done, the game's done, let's move on.
But yeah, do you not feel that NUTLORD just hasn't kind of had the charge shots unlock as much as you usually see?
I think compared to a typical Samus player, yeah, I feel like the game plan NUTLORD is willing to scrap a lot more, and I feel like that goes against that typical game plan. You see it right there already. You know, most Samuses will drop down charge, and it already is the, right, I'm going to get in there, I'm going to get my Zair going, and I want to start hitting you. Uh-oh. Ooh, doesn't quite manage to get the conversion of the gyro toss, and instead just having to get, you know, the stocks the way more honest way, thankfully for NUTLORD. But certainly, I just think, you know, but I've also got to give credit to Jez in this situation when it comes to the charge shot play, because it feels like Jezo is always in that range where NUTLORD almost can't charge for charge shot, right? Because if you're just charging right next, Jezo can just get a free punish each and every single time, and I feel like it's down to NUTLORD to almost cool the jets a little bit, create that space so that charge shot can almost be on the table, because it is Samus's best move by a long shot. Yeah,
for sure. And Jezo, like you said, has been doing an amazing job of kind of suffocating NUTLORD. And I really feel like there is just this slight gap in player skill between the two, because it seems like NUTLORD is really trying his hardest to kind of keep up with Jezo, but Jezo's been having kind of a nice, comfy time.
Yeah.
Despite taking some percent and it being competitive, he's always kind of one step ahead and really isn't struggling to keep the lead over these last couple of games.
We can see it already now, NUTLORD just being able to keep Jezo on that side of the stage, using the bomb into the down air just to seal that stock in a little bit of style. But again, this is sort of the difference between NUTLORD. NUTLORD has center stage, Jezo is at the ledge, and NUTLORD just jumped straight in with an air and took a lot of damage for it. This is the real sort of unconventional difference that we are seeing time and time again. But again, Jezo just being a little step ahead, just knowing those ranges, getting straight out of that jab to pivot grab range, and is happy to throw those projectiles just to intercept with the charge shot, and it's so hard to compete with Rob in terms of frame data. That down tilt is unethical.
Yeah, it's like despite Jezo's large body, he's doing such a good job of moving around everything to get a combo started. We saw NUTLORD throw out about 4 different Zairs, none of them connected, just a few fares, and they just keep consistently missing, and it's preventing NUTLORD from getting any big combo going.
So tricky in this situation, and again, even then, NUTLORD's sort of baiting out with the charge shot and then just moving straight back into center stage, and Jezo always there with the gyro just to try and intercept anything, and that is the second roll on that Jezo has caught after doing that gyro setup. Of course, it's really, really hard because you don't really have any other option. Even hanging on ledge is not the right call there, but in the same vein, that's been twice in a row that NUTLORD has rolled being a little bit scared, and twice in a row that he's been met with a smash attack.
Yep. Now, for those smash attacks, and just Jezo being one step ahead, is a result of NUTLORD being down to his final stock in this game too. Jezo the one in lead, however, Jezo have sat in a precarious position. That's a Samus ledge trap, however, manages to get out in a much better situation than anybody would have expected, only taking an up B for his troubles. And that second up B not quite killing yet, Staley in the first one. They've really shot NUTLORD in the foot there.
Yeah, it's been, you know, I feel like NUTLORD has really had those ledge traps on deck a little bit better, and has also done a really good job at, you know, getting the right reads. Has just not quite been killing. Finally getting a kill throw at 200%. Finally managing to take the stock of Jezo. And again, NUTLORD just trying to get these bomb setups, getting the sour spot of the down air. I'm not even sure if that would have killed at that kind of percent, given how early in percents Jezo is at the moment. But a lovely little B reverse into the laser, trying to get another down there. Jezo just trying to repeat, you know, make magic work here, but in the same vein, it not quite working out. And now NUTLORD really beginning to run away with this.
Yeah, exactly. NUTLORD bringing it back in a way that I really did not expect. I was telling you earlier, Joycey, about Jezo just kind of being that one step ahead, but it seems NUTLORD has really found something, found the answer to why he was not really getting these combos started, and has adapted in a necessary fashion to bring this into a lasting situation.
Just, again, these little scrappy situations, just trying to get around and just
connect.
Yeah, just about catching with the really, just the last little bit of the forward air and managing to get Jezo off on the side. It is 1-1 set at the moment. A really lovely comeback there from NUTLORD in that last stock.
Yeah, something that I really didn't expect, despite the convincing 2 stock from Jezo in that first game. And what felt like just a clear, consistent, steady lead from Jezo in game 2. NUTLORD really managed to find something in that final stock. Like you said, clipping with the very first Hitmonks affair, catching Rob because, you know, big body, getting that second game. Now we have 1-1 on the board for each of these players.
Electing to go to small battlefield. Jezo maybe wanting to have a little less space, allowing him to sort of scrap with NUTLORD a little more in this situation. But again, NUTLORD just being a little bit more excitable with these up Bs out of shield, and it is honestly working extremely well for him. Going for that jab 2, which is a mix-up in and of itself, being notorious for being one of the worst moves in the game, never mind on the character. But certainly Jezo trying to get a little nice something started on the left-hand platform, but NUTLORD just about managing to avoid those dire consequences.
Yeah, NUTLORD's feeling it was just way more comfortable in this game 3 than we've seen in the last 2 games, holding the lead strong over Jezo, almost doubling his percent right now.
You see NUTLORD just rolling back into center stage, a whiffed up B leading into a whiffed up smash by Jezo, and you can see Jezo going for quite an aggressive up air and quite an aggressive forward air as well. I wonder if we're beginning to smell these little hints of desperation coming out from Jezo. Maybe that sort of stoic playstyle that we normally see from him, maybe it's beginning to break a little bit here.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happens. Like when we saw Jezo get pushed earlier in his set against Octave, we saw that stoic kind of shell start to crack a little bit near the end. And it seems it's coming out even earlier, just in game 3, as he's being pushed hard by NUTLORD. And that adaptation is causing the stoic appearance that he had to crack a little bit. But still managing to hold the lead over NUTLORD despite what we've been saying, Joycey.
Yeah, and oh, I love that, just dropping the gyro, going for the grab, and then noticing that NUTLORD rolled in, and then the gyro sent him straight back into Jezo's loving arms, and it has already begun to really build up into this quite large lead here. I don't think, yeah, the up throw just being mere percent away from sealing that stock, but Jezo still being stuck on this first stock at 180, jab 2 nearly killing off the side. That is how high a percent we're at, Yabuki.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because despite how strong NUTLORD started off in this game 3, he's just let it slip away from him. Now going 3 stocks to 1, Joycey, as the up tilt up air connects, and Jezo singing such a comfortable 195%, finally giving that first stock away to NUTLORD, but he still has another stock to take back off of Jezo if he wants to even hope of bringing this close to even. Center stage, up tilt into jab. Very interesting combo. Both their neutral beasts collide. However, NUTLORD will catch Jezo by his feet. The up air chains into an up B. Gonna carry him off the top.
Wow.
This is a Bayonetta.
I was gonna say that was an incredibly early stock, all things considered, and NUTLORD just noticing the golden ticket that was handed to him by Jezo's stage positioning and just running all the way to the chocolate factory with it. So good from NUTLORD. A kill at 60% on Rob is devastating, and now that really large lead that Jezo had has broken, as his maybe stoic sort of posture at the moment. But we are going to see Jezo again just keeping it calm and collected, not letting it phase him, just trying to get anything started. And again, another gyro confirmed. Jezo has been doing these for years, and today is no exception.
Yeah, despite that massive play on that second stock for NUTLORD, which really kind of like brought some hope back in you know, Joycey? Thought maybe we could catch that second wind from NUTLORD, get some momentum on his side, and really bring it all the way to the bank. But unfortunately, Jezo, stoic as ever, didn't let that shake him up at all, despite what we've said a little earlier. Brings it back in, reels it back, steals up momentum from NUTLORD with a beautifully placed gyro into up smash, taking that game 3. Moving to game 4, and now the pressure is on NUTLORD to kind of keep it in. He's now 1 drink down, moving on to his final drink.
I was going to bring it up myself. I was like, right, that's one drink.
Yeah.
That's 1 drink. And now we are powered up for the game 4. But yeah, certainly has been these sort of more scrappy situations that it feels like NUTLORD has been doing better in. In the same vein though, it feels like Jezo, once Jezo has got that advantage, it feels like it goes, you know, for more extended time. It's definitely that Jezo is keeping NUTLORD in disadvantage way more than he was certainly in that game 2. And it has been, you know, really impressive to see just how long Jezo has been managing to do that for. Once again, we have got another tricky gyro set up, but NUTLORD being a step ahead and just about missing that platform conversion. Maybe Jezo was a little bit too far away there, but we've got the bombs raining down. What a tech from Jezo, just avoiding the sour spot there. Again, you know, it's a real good option select. You might as well try and tech, because even if it's the sweet spot, you know, you've still got that chance of living in case it's the sour spot. Excellent awareness from him.
Yeah, and I'm sort of seeing the same amount of struggles. Despite what the percent might say, I'm still seeing the struggles from game one, where NUTLORD is kind of just struggling to get the combos that he wants going, and just struggling to get, I wouldn't say anything going right now. Not enough charge shots, not enough bombs, not enough missiles, not enough Zairs. Jezo's just beautifully playing around it all, despite the size difference. And while they might be both at kill percent, and NUTLORD's actually taking the lead, it feels like a lot of it is Jezo's error, just kind of handing it over to NUTLORD.
Yeah, it definitely feels like there were a couple of times where Jezo was trying to jump over the tiny charge shot and then didn't quite manage to get it, and then got hit into the combo from it. We saw it to get a little bit of damage and then to get that kill as well. But of course, NUTLORD going to be racking on an awful lot of damage, 50% already on Jezo, with a ledge trap to boot as well. 62, 63% on the board, just extending higher and higher and higher. 90% untouched, and finally a down tilt is going to break that excellent streak that we just had from NUTLORD.
Yep, and now NUTLORD sitting with a nice comfy lead right now. We've got like 85% on lock. Jezo's the one who has to approach, make something happen. But as we've seen in the last 3 games, Joycey, Jezo's no stranger to that. And this is Rob, after all. Rob can take one lick of advantage and bring it all the way to the bank, like you're saying, with the golden ticket that might be handed over to him. Not quite getting that up tilt into up air. Wasn't going to kill, was going to net him a nice amount of percent, but now NUTLORD's in this dangerous position where if he gets buried, this could spell death for him, Joycey.
And we might just see that come true at the moment, waiting for that air dodge and managing to get the up air. Stunning DI there from NUTLORD, just about managing to live in that situation. But are we going to see it twice, or will the up throw manage to do it? There it goes. Last stock potentially in the tournament for NUTLORD. Is he going to be able to bring it to a game 5? Oh my goodness, just 3 jabs on the shield, hoping for a roll in with that down smash. But Jezo, again, stoic, not giving it to him at this point in time, and knowing with the gyro in hand that he can exert that little bit more pressure. Going to be holding shield, going to be able to get those grabs instead, and just rolls on, avoiding the ledge trap entirely, and again, just being pixels away from these dangerous situations. Jezo is just living by a thread so many damn times, Jabuki.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just NUTLORD not making the most of these ledge traps that you typically see from Samus. In this entire set, I've really not seen many kills happen in ledge for NUTLORD. Not many bombs into charge shots, keeping Jezo waiting on ledge for a little too long. But despite that, it seems that the ledge traps aren't necessary. NUTLORD crawling this deficit back, bringing it back to even right now. Just barely with the grab. We're going to see a bury up tilt. Waiting for the air dodge, however, missing the platform, missing any sort of punish from Jezo. NUTLORD getting by the skin of his teeth. He's going to get grabbed. Jezo spot dodging, maybe getting a little bit antsy, caught by the ledge. Dash attack's going to whiff as Jezo runs away, takes some space, plants down the gyro, and now they're scrapping around center stage. Bombs are being thrown, lasers are being shot. That heal's going to connect right with Jezo's head, and now he's in dangerous position. NUTLORD's going off stage instead of planting the ledge trap. A very interesting decision that honestly might have cost them the game.
Yeah, it's getting so close, and I don't think the up throw. Oh, it does!
The up air kill. Up throw kills.
It just about did, and we got to a game 5. That was just NUTLORD being just one step ahead each and every time, catching Jezo seeming a little bit flustered, particularly in those scramble situations, right? We were seeing some spot dodges, we were seeing some jabs, and NUTLORD was just there ready with an option each and every time, and managing to clutch it out. What only started just from, winning neutral after neutral after neutral into read, into read, into read. And Jezo has just really got to tighten up the screws. Again, take a deep breath, brother. You're going to need it for this game 5.
NUTLORD's going crazy on that coke.
Oh my god, yeah, he's glassing a bit down.
The screen, he was like, I need one more sip. I need this energy.
Certainly, you are definitely going to need it. Going back to small battlefield, which Jezo has seen multiple successful games on so far. Again, I love that little bait. And is that going to be? I thought we were going to see the swing on the side B. Jezo not quite willing to pull the trigger and just about misses the down air, but it doesn't matter. That lingering neutral air allows this extension to continue. 80% finally getting broken by an up B out of shield in the favor of NUTLORD.
Yeah, what was an unchallenged 90% on Jezo's side. Like you said, finally gets broken with that up B. And as you noticed as well, Joycey, both games were won by Jezo on SBF, both games won by NUTLORD on PS2, and now that's what happens when you need to crawl back that set count deficit, or the game count deficit rather. You now need to play on Jezo's counter pick, you need to go to Jezo's home turf, and you need to finally win a game.
Beautiful spacing on that neutral air from NUTLORD, just getting both hits on shield and then spacing it perfectly on landing so that he was just able to roll away straight away. Just really, really excellent awareness and more excellent things coming out from NUTLORD. That DI just saving him completely, and an off-stage side B. NUTLORD trying to take advantage but getting spiked to the blast zone in retaliation.
Yikes, it's just both players getting a little too antsy in that situation. However, Jezo was the one who turned out better for it. You know, that early side B, kind of hoping for something to happen, a little desperate for that kill. And then NUTLORD unfortunately getting also a little bit too desperate to get killed by the ledge and being punished upon his recovery.
Yeah, Jezo trying to get a little bit fancy on that right-hand platform with a gyro drop, but NUTLORD just up being out of shield, just completely deflating the situation. And there it goes. Yikes. Once again, the Game 5 ace out of the sleeve is the side B offstage. We hadn't seen a single one in all 4 games, and now suddenly Jezo pulls it out right at a point where he's got a bit of a lead and just extends it further and further and further. And that is the mark of a top player, right? You've got to wait to save some of your best tools right until you need them, right when your opponent isn't expecting them. And honestly, we were talking about this crazy back and forth, and yet we might be seeing a 3-stock here to end Game 5. NUTLORD really needs to pull something out right now, Yabuki.
Yeah, this is truly unfortunate because it was just, things were looking so good for NUTLORD after that Game 4. You know, he crawls back that deficit at the very end of it, and finally managed to clutch a victory that game for the Jaws defeat. But it's escaped him in this game. We've moved over to the stage that Jezo has won both his games on. Stage that he's so comfortable in, and despite this combo, it's still just so terrible for NUTLORD, Joyce.
Yeah, and this was a real scary point, right, where NUTLORD has really been getting a lot of his money off of these sort of like extensions into reads, sort of like getting these little moments in, and Jezo really needs to stop that momentum before it gets out of hand. Again, we have seen NUTLORD come back from ridiculous deficits, and we can see Jezo again just desperate to get out of these scramble situations. Thankfully, the gyro saving his skin there, but managing to get back into center stage, just gliding over that forward edge. Jezo just needs to get a little something started. I feel like he's, despite the fact being the one with the lead, he is the scared one right now, and NUTLORD is being relentless with this pressure. Yeah, if NUTLORD can get a kill right here, right now, without suffering any more percent and letting go of this advantage state, which he finally does, then there is a very slight chance of NUTLORD making something happening. But getting caught by the up air, unawares, no kill screen, and just like that, Jezo is going to clutch that victory over NUTLORD. Game 5, 3-2 to Jezo. He'll be moving on into top 8, Joycey. Unfortunately, NUTLORD will be bowing out in 9th place.